Hey guys, welcome. My name's Art. Welcome to another video. Right there in front of you is a mess that I created. And why did I create that mess? Is because I was consolidating and getting rid of some stuff. Hopefully you might have saw the review. I was talking about some silliness that I was into. What I was basically throwing out all magazines. Inside some of those boxes were some of these books. And I'm going to try to show you what some of those books were. This is a manga from Japan called Record of Lotus War. As you can see, it is basically a novel. Don't know why I have it. Don't know why, but I do. And let me put this like this. Okay, there we go. Some of these things I don't even remember. I just have it. Like this manga right here. Don't know anything about it. I just thought it looked cool. Don't know anything about this. I can't read this stuff anymore. Picture. Vampire Hunter D. I could tell you this is Vampire Hunter D. I know this one. It's a novel. Back then I was collecting a lot of manga. Eat Man. If you was into manga, if you was into anime in the 90s, you probably would have saw this. It was a big seller. Gum, or what you'll call Battle Angel Alita. More gum. More pictures from way back when. Crayon Shin-chan. Back in the mid 90s when I was in Japan, this cartoon was on all the time. And technically he was like a Japanese Bart Simpson. I heard that they did an American version of this. Samurai Spirits or Samurai Showdown, one of my favorite video games from back in the day. Oh, some of you comic book fans might know this. This is a Spawn comic. See, I bought this import. All these are import. Now, say for example, if I was in Japan, I bought this. It'll probably cost me like maybe $5 to $6, but of course the import price is that. More Battle Angel Alita. More Battle Angel Alita. Oh boy. Gunsmith Cats. If you was into anime and stuff back in the 90s, you would have heard about Gunsmith Cats. Love that show. More gum. And let's see. Silent Mabius, one of my favorite animes from way back when. Really awesome. They even had a TV show, which I got some of them. Eat Man. Rurouni no Kenshin. Some of you might remember him as Samurai X. Is this the first? Yep, this is the first talk. This is called a Takuban. And I think I bought this. No, I bought this. I think I bought this when I was in Japan because I was watching this on TV. I was watching this on TV, in Japanese TV. So this is the first Takuban, the first volume. So, like for example, a lot of times when they say manga is outselling American comic books, you got to remember one thing: manga in America is sold in volumes, while comic books are normally sold as floppies. Like, for example, Taylor Made Man gave me this, Redemption. This is what they call floppies. The graphic novels, which I don't have a copy of over here. A graphic novel is like what's being sold in like places like bookstores, Barnes and Nobles. More Kenshin. And for some strange reason, I got a Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't know why. Sometimes I don't know. Couldn't tell you. My second favorite anime of all time, Hokuto no Ken, or Fist of the North Star. Of course, the import price. Hokuto no Ken again, or Fist of the North Star. One of the most violent animes. The funny thing is, this was made in the 80s and this was considered really violent by American viewers, but Japanese kids was watching this. Matter of fact, I believe the the college I was at, the rugby team gave me this. One of my favorite, Jinkoku Sensei Nube, or they call it Hell Teacher, which is kind of funny, which is a cool anime. It really was. Imagine a teacher who's technically a demon-ish, as a demon. Of course, Dragon Ball GT. You know, sometimes they have stuff like this, and I was like, yeah, buy this stuff. Now, this right here is my favorite anime of all time, Dragon Ball. I was watching this while I was in Japan for a year. I pretty much saw the whole series. When I heard they brought it to America, I was so happy that I heard the voices, and I was like, oh my God, this is crap. Now, what happened is that I have every single Takabon or volume. There's like 30-something volumes. I have every single one. The rugby team gave me half of these when I said, oh, I was watching Dragon Ball, and I love the show. And they said, oh. And one day they called me to their dorm. I said, hey, what's up? Because I was helping them with their English. And then what happens is they say, here you go. Final Fantasy VIII. This is the rule book in Japanese, of course. And why is it in Japanese? Because I had to import PS2. I bought an import PS2 when it first came out, and that cost me about like, ooh, wow. Kind of embarrassed with how much I paid for that. But the thing is, this was the first game I played on that. And the hilarious part was everybody that I knew who was into Final Fantasy was Bogart, my PS. They'd come to my house. I had an apartment with my roommate, and guess what? They had all these. I mean, it was like tons of people. I get off of work. I'm like, there's tons of people there waiting to play. Penetrating Insights by Peter North. I read that. Guide to Dating Beautiful Women. If you don't know who Peter North is, I'm not going to explain it. I want to keep it PG, but I bought this book thinking that it's going to help me to get better with women, and social anxiety kind of stopped all that shit. But anyway, more Battle Angel Alina or Gum. More of that. And here's the first one. Second one. Another Fist of the North Star. This one is Elves, something Morotaru. I forgot what it's called, but it's called Those Who Hunt Elves. It was a very interesting anime back in the mid-90s. And, ooh, some of these things I have not seen in years because I haven't been paying attention to it. Let's see, what is this? More Silent Mabius. Rurouni no Kenshin. Those Who Want Elves. And some more Kenshin, or Samurai X. One of the things that's kind of funny is that I have a friendship with Taylor Made Man, and he was kind of begging me to do a review on the book of Boba Fett, and because like he watches it, you know, when it gets debuted, he watches it with like a millions of other people. I wait a couple of weeks to watch it because I want to see it in a block. Like, say, for example, like Sunday, like today. I like to see 3 hours of it. Okay? That's what I like to do on Sundays. So, like today, Sunday, I caught up except for the last week. So I was like, do I want to watch this 1 hour and then be like, whatever? because the way how Disney Plus does it, or should I wait another week or two, then I can watch 3 episodes and do other stuff. But anyway, and he was like, "Got to do a review on it." I'm like, "No." And he's on his channel. He's telling people I'm going to do a review. All right, here's the thing. I watched a little bit of it because I was feeling sick today, and I really couldn't understand it because I wasn't feeling sick. So based on what I saw, it was a decent show. So maybe in the next couple of days, I might, when I feel better. Well, I do feel better now, but I don't feel like watching it because the thrill is gone, so to speak. More Kenshin. More Kenshin. Now think about this. Look at the price. I was paying that much for every one of these books. So if there's no price on it, that means I got it for Japan. And this was like maybe like $1. Because there's what happens there, used bookstores. So what happens in Japan, there's lots of bookstores like this. And you could buy these things for like $1. Some places. But that's okay. More Kenshin. Fist of the North Star. I always wanted to go back so I could buy, my goal was I go back there and buy a shit ton of manga. Then I realized that's kind of silly for me to do that. Ramna Half. That was a big anime back in the 90s. More Ramna Half. Imagine gender bending in the anime. Funny. Another Kenshin. And Silent Mabius right here. This was an awesome show. It really was. I just wish it caught on. Because Kiya Samiya was a great manga creator and artist. He even did a stint on the X-Men comic book. Back in the day, I was into Robotech, like a lot of other people. So, of course, they had novels. So what happened was I bought these novels when I had the chance. And during my first couple years, The Sentinels was the one I was reading. And I had just about every single one of these. And I read these every year. Once a year, I read every single one of these. Sheesh. Tell me about it. More Rama Half. More Kenshin. More Kenshin. Now, the hilarious part was that late 90s, when I got, when I went back to school after I came back from Japan, there was the anime club. I was in Japan Club. I was the president of Japan Club for 2 years, and I was also one of the vice president of the anime club. And one of the biggest things was Kenshin. So what happens? We had to bootleg this show. We had to bootleg the show. We make sure we had enough. This place that did it, they say, okay, you don't get 3 tapes at a time, so you get to order 3 tapes. Then, even though I said, well, I want for 10 volumes. No, you got to do 3 at a time. And they timed it, so it was kind of funny. Neon Genesis and Evangelion. Some of you guys might know what this is. Nadesco. Teju, half of these I don't even know what I haven't read these. Jinko Consensei Nube. And the funny thing is I haven't read some of these. Or if I did, I don't remember reading them. Gundam MS Team number 8. One of my favorite animes back in the late 90s. This is a book and what happens a lot of times, they'll do this and they'll take the stills from the anime and just add words to it, which is kind of neat. Silent Mabius. Spirit of Wonder. This next one, you know. If you're an anime fan, you know. Ghost in the Shell. More Silent Mabius. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of this show and the manga. What happened was in the 90s, Viz Comics had the license to take the manga here, translate it, and put it out. So a lot of the old anime books that I had was based upon that. More NS-Teen. Oh, this is one book I was looking for a long time. This one manga artist was into like American superheroes, so he created this thing called Neo Blood. As you can see, this person looks kind of like Wolverine. And the funny thing is that it's like a superhero team. It's like a manga based off of like told as in a way like superheroes. So it's kind of hilarious. It's kind of fun. It's kind of cool too. More Shinchan. Another Dark Angel. Oh, this is after Silent Maybe he created this thing called Dark Angel, which was pretty interesting. Very, very interesting. More Dark Angel. And the thing is, I bought all this stuff import. So, as you can see, I spent a lot of money on this stuff back in the day. Lots of money. And it's kind of funny. Back then, it seemed like I had more. I was making less money, but it seemed like I had more because I had no responsibility. Now, I'm like, okay. More Kenshin. 35. This is volume 35 of Dragon Ball. This is this is when Gohan is like a young adult. Hokuto no Ken. Some of these I got for $2, and they took the anime. Like I said, they took the anime. More Hokuto. I got a steal on these because it's like $2. More Kenshin. More Samurai X, if you want to call it that. More of that. More of that. More of that. And more of Those Who Want Elves. So earlier today, I went grocery shopping, came back home, had some coffee, had a bagel. You know, I was just sitting there, and then I said, oh, let me take my insulin. I took my insulin. I was talking to Taylor Main Man or Tony, and then my blood glucose level was crashing down so hard, I felt like I was about to throw up. And I was like, I can't deal with this. But anyway. And then I had to eat a peanut butter jelly sandwich and 4 oranges to get myself back to normal. More Kenshin. And I think some of these I bought from a Comic-Con too, maybe. Those Who Want Elves. More Kenshin. And another Eat Man. Yes, I haven't read these because of the fact, I'll tell you the truth, am I going to read these? And the answer is probably not until maybe, now if I relearn Japanese again, I know speaking, but to read it, it's a different story. Silent Mabius. More Silent Mabius. Somewhere in my comic book stash, I could show you the English version of it. And like I said, like the English version, they do it as floppies back then, but now it's totally different. And more Silent Mabius. Whew. Yeah, I can tell. See, if you look real closely, you can probably see the dust. Some of you might have heard of Nausicaa of the Four Winds. This is a Southern Cross from Palladium role-playing games. I was big into Robotech, and I was also playing Dungeons and Dragons, and this is a role-playing game from Palladium Books, which was and probably still is based out of Michigan. So naturally, I supported it. Macross. This is their version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They had the license to do the role playing game, and this is the revised edition. I wish I had kept the original edition I had. The original edition I had was right before the cartoon came out, and I thought it was pretty cool. And what happened, it was talking about, it's like, if someone was on drugs, this is the effect of drugs and everything. Then after the cartoon comes out, they had to cover that up. Pretty funny. More Robotech. Now, if you was into anime back then, you knew about New Type magazine. The reason why I kept this one, I threw away a lot more, but the reason why I kept this one because it talked about silent maybes. It's kind of amazing. Some of the stuff that you get, and you wonder why you got it years later. And this video is going longer than I expected. I almost threw this out. WWE 500 anniversary. Almost threw this one out accidentally. Wizard 200, still bagged. Another 500. And this Muscle and Fitness, which I'm glad I did. This is my diploma and thing from my high school that don't exist anymore. Dragon Magazine. Record of Lotus War. Gundam Wing, one of my other favorite animes. Gundam Wing Complete Operation, love this. Definitely kept this one, of course. Oh, can't show that one. Can't show that. Let's just say it's a adult magazine that features somebody that I was going to get an autograph from, and they passed away. Dungeons and Dragons. This is the adventure. I was making up that took me 2 years to make, and I never got a chance to play it. Board the Maelstrom was a miniature game that sold very decently, but never got off the ground, and they went bankrupt. But other than that, that's kind of a lot. Kind of a lot to deal with. Number one, do I like? Some of you might be wondering, well, Art, if you like the Book of Boba Fett, why you're not watching it? Okay. And this is something I try to explain to a lot of people. If you want me to watch this show, I want to watch it in its entirety. After like 3 or 4 weeks, I could watch 3 or 4 shows back to back. That's great. I love that.